Okay. All right. It's the 24th. Are we active? Are we active? Are we active? I don't know if we active. Oh yeah, it look like we live. We live. We live. All right, cool. So it's the 24th. Uh Last week was a rough week. Um Mainly because I was fighting price action. I was fighting the trends. So I'm not looking to do that this week. I was just doing some back testing this morning for about an hour and a half or so. And that back testing just confirmed that I need to look for specific setups and execute only when price enters those zones, either demand zones or fair value gaps that I mark up on the 1 hour. And then within a fair value gap on the 1 hour, I can drop down to a lower time frame, like a 15-minute or a 10-minute, and then look for potential entries inside of that 1 hour fair value gap. And then it's a matter of like what fair value gaps actually make sense and which ones don't. And same with demand zones and supply zones, which one makes sense and which ones don't. Um, and that was predominantly the reason, or primarily my reason for back testing this morning, is just kind of making sure that I had all of that kind of accurate and accurately lined up in my mind as far as like when I'm looking at a chart live, like, okay, how am I marking this up? And does this actually make sense? Can price come back to this level and then go to where I want it to go? Obviously, only following the trend. So last week I was trying to fight it, like I said, and of course it didn't work out in my favor. So that's that. But either way, new week, and let's see what we got for today. Potential setups, where the market could go, what's happening. We should see. Right now, I'm gonna get rid of this. It's unnecessary. Um, I don't know if I'm interested in doing anything here until, because price already came back into this demand zone, creating like a double bottom. Um, so I could see some consolidation in this area for a little bit, maybe today, potentially tomorrow, maybe come back into this deeper demand zone before pushing up. But we will see. Yeah, that's something that I could potentially see for sure. So I'm gonna keep this demand zone marked up. I like this area for a potential buy. I just don't know if it's gonna come down here today. If not, then I more than likely won't be placing any trades on MES. It just doesn't look clear. It's not clearly moving in a certain direction for me. Although all last week it was bearish, we could continue the bearish momentum. But I do, if that's going to happen, I'm going to need to see a breakthrough of these levels. And if we don't get that, then we're not looking at continuations right now, because right now it's just purely in consolidation mode. So that's MES, and I'm gonna assume it's likely that the rest of the indices are doing the same thing. This one, so MNQ actually has a little more trending. Looks a little, yeah. The trend is clear, a lot clearer of a picture here than it was on MES for sure. Okay, so I wouldn't mind shorting MNQ. It's a matter of it. Let's see. So it's looking, one, where would my target be? I'd have to, yeah, I have to push targets down way, like down here somewhere. That's the next demand zone that I can see, that's visible to the naked eye. Whoa, what's that shit? Whoa. Um, all right. So, I mean, you got a supply zone here. I don't know if I trust that supply zone though, but we'll see. Could potentially get there. And if we do, let's see, because this low broke these levels here. You get this one, and it broke through with this candle here. We have not broken above that candle, and the likelihood that we will is pretty slim to me. I don't know if we will. And if we do, then the likelihood that we continue the trend downwards is also low to me. So I actually want to mark that level up. The candle that broke structure. And let's just put an alert on there of some sort. Let's see. It's like the break of structure candle. I probably should make a new alert for that. So, because essentially this is like, if I'm going to enter in a sell, it'll likely be below this line. So my stop would be above here. Because if it goes above here, even though this is like a supply zone, based on all of my back testing, if price goes above here, then we're not looking to short today at least. Like it could potentially, break higher for sure. So right now it's remained below this break of structure candle. Let me go ahead and let's see. No, not the coordinates. I want to change this to maybe a red color. Text can be white, but I do want to add some text in there. I'm gonna put BOS candle. That's got to be white. Should be good at 10. Yeah. BOS candle. Okay, we make it black. Forget it. Oh no, because we're. Matter of fact, we're just gonna make the line white too. That works. Add an alert. BOS candle. Brick of structure. We'll see what happens. And then I'm going to turn this into a template. So we'll save as the BOS candle. Because I will be using that more frequently. For sure, we'll be using that. Okay. To get started, click the, what is this? Oh, okay. I was making sure we was active. We active. All right. So when we drop to the lower time frames on the 10-minute, we got about 18 minutes until the market opens. I love viewing the market from the 1 hour time frame. It just is my favorite personally. Dow Jones, nice little pullback there for continuation to the downside is what we're looking for. Pretty much on all of these indices, we're looking for a continuation to the downside. Damn, this was a great entry into a 1 hour fair value gap. And that's a great 1 hour fair value gap too, because it is also a gap that is a BOS. Boom. Because guess what it did? Broke structure right here. Cleared all of these prior lows. Well, I don't know if you call it break of structure, but continuation. Bearish continuation. Whatever you want to call it. But it was an extreme movement down that cleared previous lows. So anytime I see that, that candle is pivotal as far as price coming back into that gap and price not breaking above that. We don't want to see a break above it, because if it breaks above it, then we have a break of structure and price going in the opposite direction potentially. And so that's why we'll name it the BOS candle. If it breaks that, then structure is broken. So we don't want to see it above there. So on a 1 hour, we got into that gap. We break it down to a 15-minute, and we can see if there's anything within here. I mean, you kind of have a demand zone here. You have a gap here. So within that 1 hour, you could potentially enter in these little, this gave me another area of interest as far as where I could enter within the 1 hour. The 10 minutes, same thing, really. You got the gap here, you got a demand zone or a supply zone. I keep saying demand zone. Supply zone here, because we're looking, to sell. And so if we had put in, you can go wick to wick there. The candle's so small. Wick to wick, supply zone. Yeah, it definitely went into that supply zone too. So, but that's the lowest I'm going. I'm not going below 10 minutes as far as what time frame of charts I'm looking at. 10 minutes is great. But yeah, so that happened, and now we are already making our move down. We got 15 minutes till the market opens. So when the market opens, we'll see if we'll continue or if we will get a break of structure on any level. All right, that's the Dow. Here's the Russell 2000. We got the same exact thing as we did on the Dow. Here's a gap. That gap, or this candle specifically, pushed through and broke the previous lows between this candle and this candle. But you have the gap here. So what did price do? It came back into that gap. Let's go ahead again and mark up our zone. Oh yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a good week. We're gonna follow my rules. We're gonna follow all the rules. We're gonna play the game the way it's supposed to be played. All right, so we drop to the 10-minute. And when we do that, there is a supply zone here. You also have a gap here. And doesn't look like it touched the supply zone, but it definitely touched the 10-minute gap for sure. And let's see, that so there. Stretch that across. Well, change it to 10 minutes. Oh, damn it. Yeah, for sure hit the 10-minute gap. Didn't quite go to the supply zone. Yeah, not quite. But we'll see what happens. This was last week. This was Thursday. This was Friday. And now working on Monday. How's gold looking? I love gold. It's just been super bullish. Like with Yeah, it's just been completely bullish. Missed some pivotal potential entries in the last couple of weeks, but it's been so bullish. We definitely could get a pullback into this gap here. It happened once here. Could happen again, but we'll see. Bounce that shit like whoa. Bounce that shit like whoa. Whoa. Bounce that shit like whoa. Whoa. I already know how you like it. Bounce that shit like whoa. Yeah, bounce that shit like whoa. All right. If I can catch a nice pullback on gold, that would be amazing because gold is every bit of my favorite, or has been every bit of my favorite chart to look at. But I've missed every execution that I could potentially hit on gold over the last 2 weeks, which is annoying because I've been looking so much at the indices. Oh, I was like, whoa, whoa. I already know how you like it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So we've already broken the highs of the overnight session on gold. What happens? Let me look at the 1 hour. Damn, when's the last time we was here? We are inside of a daily gap. Inside of a higher time frame daily gap. Well, a daily gap obviously is a higher time frame if it's a daily chart. So let's go ahead and put daily. And if we drop that down to the 1 hour, what does it look like? Shit, gotta go back so damn far. Okay, so within this 1 hour daily gap, you have like some supply zones here. We go wick to wick with that. Yeah, I'll just say that there. Matter of fact, let's go here with it. And I'll say that's a supply zone on the hour with inside that daily gap that we are currently in. Now, again, we've been so bullish that it's hard to fight this. I would have to see signs of a turnaround in order to go short this right now. But the fact that we are in a higher time frame supply zone, a higher time frame gap on a daily, and we have swept the highs of the overnight session, the late night session, there's a chance that we could go bearish here. But again, we'd have to see something that is an indicator that is exactly what the chart wants to do, what the market wants to do. And right now, it's not showing that. 7 minutes until the market opens. Here's our low, open, high swept already, as you can see. Oh, patience, young lad. Patience, patience. It's all about following your framework, following your model. And if you trust the process and you follow the process, then you don't have anything to worry about. As long as you know that your strategy, your process has edge in the markets, then you expect the losses that you're going to get, manage your risks, and it's a probability game, which we know. We know that. All right, not gas, not gas. It's pretty bullish. Swept those. We're coming down into now a gap. Boom. I like that. We got a 1 hour gap here. Just mark. Ooh. Mark it up real quick. Potential buy here. Now, on a higher time frame, it's in super consolidation and overall a downtrend. So today has been pretty bullish, but whether it'll continue, it's kind of hard to say. Because we are in this consolidation phase, you just kind of don't trust it to do any super bear or super bullish moves. The potential's there. I'm not gonna say that it's not there, but I want to act impulsively. I don't want to just buy a limit or place a limit order without seeing exactly how the market reacts when it comes into this zone. But I do want to see how it reacts. So let's go ahead and mark that 1 hour. If we drop it down to the 15 minutes, you have, let's go to 10 minute. You got like a demand zone there, and you have a gap here, 10-minute gap. You can go wick to wick with it. Oops, it's not a 10-minute supply, it's 10-minute demand zone. All right, so I kind of want to give me an alert. Give me an alert if price gets into this area. It's inside the rectangle. Gap. Natural gas. GU. What's crude oil doing? Bounce that shit like whoa. Bounce that shit like whoa. We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. All right. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the market to open. All of this, look at that entry into the gap over in the overnight session. That would have been amazing on platinum. silver and gold. I'd rather have Jesus than silver and gold. Oh, I should have went and got one of my juices. 2 minutes. All right, let me go grab a juice. All right, we back. 1 minute till the market opens. Bullishness on gold is what we want to see. We want to see a pullback on some level. Not gonna happen. At least it's not happening right now. All the indices have been bearish, so continuation would be nice. What was I looking at? MNQ. If it breaks above this break of structure candle, then we know it might be going the other way. Right now, we're looking to be bearish though. And it looks like it's continuing that bearishness. For sure. My idea is that it's going to come here. This is the zone. And when it reaches that zone, I mean, you really don't have any other concept or idea outside of just continuing the bearishness because it's been so bearish for so long at this point, and just following that trend overall versus thinking you can catch a pullback in there. But considering that's the target, you know, I have no entry in mind. Unless I was to sell here. All right, breaking below again on the Russell. Oh. Pay attention to this Dow Jones. All right, this candle is super bullish, and we are breaking that. Potentially about to break the BOS candle, break of structure candle. Maybe not. I don't know. way above where the price was to open the month. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to sell this. The short bias is still there. Yeah, it ain't changing. Now, when you target the lows of the day, potentially, it's a good risk reward. Now, we'd have to have price come back into the zone again. Which, hit the 1 minute. Yeah, that was a good move up. On the 1 minute chart, it was a very good move up. Keep looking at the Dow. Everything else is shooting down. Another target. Okay. Getting some movement out of that target. Gold just never gives me nothing, man. Jeez. That thing just be running. So run away. Run away, run away for real. Gold just don't like pullbacks. Gold does not play the pullback game. All those pullbacks came in the overnight session. Now, on 1 hour, okay, so we got potential. Let's just mark this up. Let's say from here to the bottom of this candle is where we're looking for a potential pullback. Somewhere around there. So we'll stretch this out. And then let's just drop down to a smaller time frame, 10 minutes. Within here, what do we have? Still don't look like a whole lot. Let's go smaller. There really isn't a whole lot. Okay. Oh, what's up with this buy shit? Selling. is that? Hmm. I'm not sure what that is for. Oh, excuse me. 21 minutes until this 1 hour candle closes. And I want to see how that closes. Everything else is running down though. Look at MNQ. Gone. Everything else is gone. And I might just have to. We're in this area that I have interest in. Okay. Well, we'll see. I have interest in that continuation to the downside. I should kind of could have waited till this candle closed. Again, this is a very bullish looking day so far, and that target might be way off. Uh, Target might be way off actually. Okay. Let's see. Hit that gold. Moving around. Yeah, was this a what an A plus? No, not at all. Not at all an A plus. If we're trying to go for A pluses only, that wasn't an A plus setup, but um, we'll let it play out. I don't know if I like my target though. It's a little on the far side for sure. Mm. Alright. MES is gone. MNQ is gone. Hoo-wee. Like gone too. All of these are gone. But the Dow, for whatever reason, is kind of like messing around with what it wants to do. It doesn't know what it want to do. It's just kind of like messing around up in this little area. Now we're getting a little in profit. But yeah, let that go ahead and play out. Oh, we gold. All right, gold. What are we doing? What are we doing, gold? Okay, so this is potentially giving me the move that I was thinking that could happen. as far as it being in that zone, it's been bullish for so long. We could be seeing a turnaround, but um, at least a pullback of some sort could be getting ready to occur with gold here, which I wouldn't mind seeing. Then it's like, what do you target? It's kind of my next question. You got these lows. It's a 10-minute demand zone, which has been tested once, could get tested again. And that occurred Thursday night, or early morning Friday, right before open. What's this one doing? No, not a whole lot of anything. Not a whole lot of anything going on here. I mean, that, for one, I just don't like the target. It's way too far. That's number one. Yeah, all of these are gone. Bye bye. Jeez. Except for the Dow. The Dow's the only one that's just like, oh, we're gonna go in the opposite direction. Mm. While everything else is selling off, we're going bullish, baby. That's what the Dow's saying. It's interesting to me. Okay. Okay. Gold coming back into an area. And wanting to continue per usual. Per usual. Yeah, this is looking like it's about to be a goner. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Yeah, that's a wrap. It's a wrap for me on that one. Jeez Louise. Okay. That's a goner. Ugh. Waiting for that hour candle to close would have been helpful. And it definitely, so it broke that. So Dow looks like it wants to continue long for sure. Yeah, look at gold doing what it does. Okay, MES had a quick move around from that. Oh, jeez. Damn. I wasn't paying attention. MES came right into an area that I had marked up and it bounced out of that thing. Easy too. I'm moving around too much within different charts. Oh, excuse me. Mm. Yeah, I don't know if I see this going bullish. It's more so kind of continuing the downtrend that it has been doing for a minute now. On a 10-minute, you have a gap in here to potentially continue down. Let's go ahead and mark up a gap. I don't know. I don't know. Got me thinking about when next will got me thinking about when next will getting too close. All right. Ooh. Closing in on the 9 o'clock hour. Yeah, jeez. If I enter this on the open, that'd been a good trade right now because MNQ is running like crazy, which is what we knew was going to happen too. It's not like we didn't know that. From the moment it opened at 8:30, see, 30 minutes ago. Well, a little over 30 minutes ago. Well, a little under 30 minutes ago. Yep, this candle here. From the moment it opened, it just dropped crazy. Come on, get in the 10 minute. Get in that 10 minute. Get up in there. Get up in there. Get up in there. Got me thinking about who next. Got me thinking about who next will getting too close. I don't know. Slow down, not ages. Those not crazy. Get up in that 10 minute. 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 It was such a dramatic move down. Well, kind of. It wasn't that crazy. Of course, gold is just, you know, how gold do. You know how gold do though. You know how gold do though. Yeah, natural gas stuff like this just don't. It does not move at all in the actual New York session. A lot of this movement is overnight stuff. It's not moving at all. Excuse me. Gold. Okay, so the testing, I'm just like throwing certain trades out there for testing purposes, and that's not good either because it happened today and it happened on Friday. Where it's like, one contract, two contracts, $6, $7, whatever. But nah. I can't keep doing that. Not at all. All right, 3 minutes and this 1 hour candle closes. 30-minute candle closes, and we can see what the next candle is going to do. If we can get into this 10-minute gap, though, there's a potential to short it. Is there anything within that gap? Not really. So you just kind of want to get in the gap. Get in that gap. There's a potential to short this thing. Maybe now creating new lows, potentially. Yeah, one contract. Put it in. One contract. I told myself last week that I was going to drop down to one contract as a minimum. Well, obviously, in order to climb back out of this little rut and hole that I've been in. So that last one I just did was two. Should have been one. This is a one. All right, 1 hour candle. You got 50 seconds. You got close, but you didn't tap me in. Close, but no tap. Jeez Louise. Like, really didn't tap me in? Like, literally? That's kind of crazy. It's definitely one of them things, though, when you miss something and you miss a move, kind of just gotta let it ride out. This looked like it actually might have been potentially what I wanted initially in this move, coming in this zone and bouncing out. Oh. Uh, all right. I'm in Q, continuing to drop. Look at this one on the Russell. I think I already seen that one anyways. Yeah. Mm. Position like whoa. I mean, if I could ride this a little further, that would be ideal. But I don't want to push it too far. Just let it play out. I was getting some head, getting some head. I was getting some head, getting some head. I'm such like, whoa. Hmm. All right. Well, I don't want to just sit around and watch these things again. I can't stand doing that. Um, I really don't like just sitting around watching, especially if I'm not gonna place any more trades, which I mean, I want to, but it's kind of like train in the background. But go just come in here twice now. This was a continuation trade, which I like. Um, Came into a 10-minute zone, which I liked. Tapped me in, and now we're running away, which I like. It's a quality trade. Quality trade. The one I did here, it was an interesting setup. I say that. It was interesting. Yeah, this one, boom, you come down. You have a supply zone there too. That one here, that, but you also have one here with this candle above. Oh, but you could be getting ready to push down. Well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows what may happen? We act on our attractions and lose ourselves inside a world made for us, no one else. Hey girl, just let me love you. To provide you with the right amount of pleasure and pain, and I'll make sure that you feel alright, even if it takes me all night, 'cause the joy is all mine. I mean, I know you're satisfied, so let's um mm. Yeah, that one wasn't ready yet. When I tried to enter it, wasn't ready yet. If it at all even goes down, because right now, this one you got a gap here. I don't know if that's gonna go down. You got a gap created after the markets broke through. So now that same level that I was looking at as supply can be looked at as demand. This can come down in here and then continue up from there. So yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Who knows what may happen? We act on our attractions and lose ourselves inside a world made for us, no one else. Hey girl, Just let me love you. Um, Assuming this goes a little lower, I wonder how low it could go. Kind of hard to say. You already got that level marked up. Yes, it could go lower for sure. But again, you don't want to be target too far, especially if I'm not able to trail price. And it's like, moving your stop too far could have a negative effect on the position for sure. Ooh. Mm. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna place any more trades. I think I'm done. I don't see anything else that is worth me looking into right now. This was to add on to this position, but I mean, I guess I could have when it came back, when it pulled back a little bit. Definitely could have added to it. Ooh. On the 1 minute, had a gap that was created here and pulled into it a little bit. Boom, 1 minute, bow. Jumped in there for a second position to add on, but whatever. Let it play out. Again, just let it play out. Okay, well, no point in recording me just kind of sit here and toggle between the charts, especially if I'm not going to be placing any more trades. So that is the session, my trade journal session, just kind of watching how I am looking at the market, what I'm looking for, good entries, and so on and so forth. This one, I'm not mad at this position. I think this was a good trade, considering we are following the trend. It was a good trade as far as following my process. Following the trend, the overall trend had been bearish. We're following that. We caught a leg, a candle that broke through previous lows to create some new lows, and we found a gap on a smaller time frame in a 10-minute within that long candle, and so we found an entry at the 10-minute gap entry to continue with the overall trend bearishness. And so I'm not mad at that position, even if it pulled back on me somehow and took me out. Again, this is a trade that goes with my process, so I'm not mad at it at all. The one that I did earlier on here was kind of a forced trade, if I'm being honest. I didn't even enter in a gap or anything. I'd have to review to see exactly when I entered, but it wasn't a great trade. So that one, not a fan of. This one, much better, much more of a fan of, for sure. Again, even if it does turn around on me, which it's kind of having a pullback right now, I still like the overall position that I entered under. So that's kind of that. Now I do need to work on my risk management, like when I will be moving my stop up, when I move my stop into break even, when I'm moving into profit, Like those are the things that I still have to work on when I am in a position that's winning in a good position. Um, so I have to figure that part out. So my entries, my exits, that is pretty much down. My execution, I still have to improve. 100% have to improve on that. And then my trade management, I have a lot of room for improvement there as well. So I want to review my trades here. So I'm going to end the stream so I can go back and kind of look at why I entered these positions. Specifically, the first one, I do feel like that was kind of a emotional entry. Just like, why not? Let me try it out type of thing. Not a fan of that, but you know, it is what it is. It happened. So yeah, let me go ahead and end the stream. It is over.